Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. I'm so excited and happy to have you all here today because it's a special time. Well, in my opinion, it is because we are officially starting Mercury Retrograde in a couple of days. This will be October 31st until November 20th. So October 31st is Halloween or Samhain, and I don't think the timing here is a coincidence at all for this Mercury Retrograde because the stars are aligning literally for us, and I feel that this Mercury Retrograde is no difference. It's a blessing disguised as trouble, but we will be under the influence of Mercury Retrograde called Retroshade actually until December 7th or the 8th, and we've been in this Retroshade period for the last couple of weeks now before October 31st, and we'll be there until around December 7th or 8th is when you're going to start to feel a little bit more back to normal again. Keep an eye out as well for November 11th because that is when Mercury will be passing the Sun and Scorpio. This is pretty rare. It doesn't happen all the time, so a lot of revelations and aha moments will be hitting all of us big time this November 11th. We may receive news on that day or some form of clarity will come into our life full force. So I'll be leaving all of these dates in the description down below for you to screenshot and remember if you want. I'm just going to be explaining Mercury retrograde a little bit for those of you that may not be too familiar with it. You may hear about it a lot but not necessarily be too familiar with it. So if you're not interested in this, you can go on ahead and skip to your pile or to the meditation. I've left all the timestamps down below. So basically getting into it, what is Mercury retrograde? Well, first, let's start off by understanding Mercury and who he is. So Mercury is a beautiful planet. He is the god or energy or planet of communication, written and spoken word, as well as the mind and travel, close distance travel. He rules the signs Gemini and Virgo, and he is one of the fastest moving planets out there. He also rules technology, your neighborhood and community, as well as public transportation and even finances to a certain degree. So in short, Mercury is a messenger that delivers information, ideas, words, opportunities, and messages to and from you. He's the god of bridging these gaps between two separate entities. So Mercury is the bridge between us and the other realms, as well as people. He's also the bridge between the physical and the spiritual plane, between the energetic and the tangible. So he bridges us together by removing the language barrier that exists between realms or people, and he breaks all of that down so we can better understand and work with each other. So he's like a guide that helps us to interact with the realities around us and the worlds and people around us. He's almost like an overseer of interpretation. I love Mercury and his energy. He's actually in my third house in the sign of Taurus, which is why I like to talk a lot, but I can't help it. So retrograde, let's talk about retrograde, what it is, and why does everyone lose their shit when retrograde happens. So the planets in our solar system, besides the moon, goes retrograde at some point in time. The outer planets spend half their orbit time in retrograde. So I guess that's why people translate that as not as big of a deal as when the outer planets do it, as much as when the inner planets do it. But if there's one planet that gets the most hype, the most attention for being bad and stationing retrograde, it is definitely Mercury. And I will say as well, in the defense of the outer planets going into retrograde, those are more so like generational planets where it's like they're going to affect the really big things in your life that you probably won't notice for years, for decades even, maybe not even until like towards the end of your life or some sort of major transformative thing happens in your life. That's usually the bigger planets really rule those huge moments and times in our life, almost like the major arcana and tarot, whereas the inner planets are more so like our day-to-day almost. And so that's kind of why when those inner planets go retrograde, we notice them a lot more because it's affecting more of our day-to-day, whereas like I was saying, the outer planets, it takes years for us to kind of see those patterns and those rhythms and things like that. The planet that gets the most hype for stationing retrograde is Mercury, and I believe that that's because he deals with technology, and in my opinion, I believe that that's why Mercury gets so much attention when he goes rogue and starts to slow down, because it's most noticeable to the average person. The average person might not notice when other planets go retrograde because like I was saying, it affects those really big moments in our life, so it takes a while for us to notice those patterns, or sometimes they just affect our energy or our emotional well-being, and you can kind of disregard or dismiss your emotions and your energy, but Mercury is more in your face, like, no, you're going to notice me, and if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just going to get your attention by messing with your plans, your travel, your technology, your phones, your TVs, your internet, your mind, your words. You know, these are things that a person is very dependent on, so I think that's why it catches more of our attention. The reason Mercury retrograde affects affects all of these things is because he's slowing down and coming to a complete stop almost. And that's what retrograde means, because as Earth keeps traveling around the sun and revolving on its own axis, when we see a star that has stopped moving, it looks like it's almost moving backwards, when in reality it's just stopped. So it's kind of like being in a car that maybe you're slowly moving forward, but the vehicle next to you is kind of stopped. So it may look from your perspective as if that vehicle is moving backwards, but in actuality, it's just you that's moving. So back in the day, they saw this time as reflection, as rest, as review, reviewing what has been, what has happened, and not necessarily taking steps forward, but just reviewing the steps that have already been taken. So this time can manifest as issues within your relationships, issues with your words. You may feel like you're in a mental fog or a daze. You may feel more inclined to think before doing or taking action. You may think about your past a lot more. You may think about past issues, ex-friends, ex-lovers, ex-job, ex-situations. You may find fear when it comes to settling on a decision or hesitation. You may find yourself dealing with past emotional influences or issues. You may feel mentally worn out during this time. Your technology may be going bananas. This is because Mercury wants us to move a little slower, maybe to review where we've come, how far we've come, and to be grateful and appreciative of where we are at. He may want you to reformat some things or to take a closer look at something that you would otherwise be zooming past at 100 miles per hour. To me, Mercury retrograde teaches us to have an even greater level of awareness because we are slowing down. So we're noticing things a lot more. We're a little more self-focused on how we feel and what we need, because when a planet is retrograde, this can also allude to being more internally focused. But let me just say, it's not all challenging or bad or scary or difficult. Mercury is a planet. He's a beautiful planet. He's a messenger that delivers these informations, words, and opportunities to and from you. So like I was saying, he's the bridge. He bridges us between the realms, between people, between others, between other things that there may be a barrier there. There may be a wall. There may be some sort of something there that's keeping you from connecting or relating to the other. And Mercury helps to break that down because it's all about communication. What is communication? It's translation. It's a bridge. It's a way to understand the other. And that's exactly what Mercury is. And that's why I think he's a beautiful planet, because he brings two things together, because he helps them to find common ground, whether that be through communication, through language, through exchanging something. There's several ways to communicate with someone. Our five senses is another way to communicate life, to understand life, to interpret life. So, there's a lot of different ways to communicate with people. It's not always through words, but I really love Mercury because he's all about kind of breaking down those walls, breaking down those barriers, and helping to bridge these two completely separate entities from maybe two different walks of life, from maybe two different areas of life, and bringing them together to find common ground so they can relate, so they can work together, so they can help each other. Because like I said, Mercury is a messenger. So it's not necessarily as if one person's giving you something and you're not giving them anything. It's not as if you're giving something and not getting anything back. Mercury is all about messaging, communication. What is communication? What is a message? It is an exchange. Okay, so just like one party gets something out of it, the other party will too. And Mercury is very fair about that. And this is what we're going to be getting into today, seeing how this Mercury retrograde is affecting us, how it's challenging us, as well as how it is blessing us. So if you're interested in discovering what Mercury retrograde means for you this month, then this video is for you. So you guys know how it is that I do things by now, unless you are a new member of the Soul Tribe here. And if you are, then welcome. I'm so happy to have you. We are also happy to have you. And how we do things here is because this is a general reading for the collective. I ask that you come to this reading with an open heart and an open mind, to take what it is that you want and to leave the rest, and to tap into your own intuition. That the way this general reading for the collective can resonate to your own individual life and experience. So we'll be doing this reading together in a sense to help you all tap into your own intuition, aka psychic knowing. I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation, and the last 30 seconds I'll be adding crystals to each pile. So if you're drawn to a different pile after I place the crystals, and that's because there are more messages for you in those other piles. So if you'd like to participate in that meditation, go on and get as relaxed and calm as you can. Become aware of your own body. It's helpful to do this in sections, starting with your feet. Work that awareness up to your legs and torso, then head, and down into your arms and hands. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds, allowing that breath to draw down into your belly. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. After breathing deeply a few times, you should be nice and relaxed. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So when you are ready, we'll start that meditation right now. So here on pile 1 is the crystal bloodstone. Here on pile 2, amazonite. Here on pile 3, silver shungite. And here on pile 4, leopard skin jasper. So I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to meditate with the crystals on each pile. All right, so hopefully that meditation helped you guys to tap into your own psychic knowing. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirited self for these beautiful messages today. I also want to take this time to thank you for opening your hearts to me, to my messages, to my channel. I love you all so very much. So if you guys are ready, let's go on ahead, get to your cards, get to your message to see how Mercury Retrograde is going to be affecting you this 2019. All right, in pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards first, and then we'll move on to the oracle cards. So the tarot card that we're going to be looking at first will be this one all the way over here to the left. And this card will be showing me what challenges you may face during this Mercury Retrograde, or in other words, what Mercury Retrograde will do to you, okay? And the card that we have here is the 4 of Cups in reverse. I see you wanting to run from your past, or to avoid it, or to suppress it, or to maybe even reject it entirely. I see you saying or feeling as though you don't have the time or the energy to go back there. It's like you see no value in rehashing the past or bringing it into your present. You just want nothing to do with it. You don't want to talk about it, think about it, hurt about it, be angry about it, relive it. You want absolutely nothing to do with it. You just don't see the point. Another thing that I'm seeing here is my pile 1s want to go. Like, you're not going to be feeling this energy of sitting down, resting, and reflecting. You feel as though I've done this before. I've dealt with it. I've done enough resting and reflecting, and right now is the time for me to go. Right now is the time for me to be free. Right now is the time for me to fly. Right now is the time for me to progress. See, some people will feel the need to push forward during Mercury Retrograde, and I know a lot of people say, especially the internet, to not make any sort of big decisions, don't do anything that's going to have any sort of permanent lasting effects or symptoms. Don't make any sort of decisions where it's like really big decisions, because you don't want to look back on it and regret it after Mercury Retrograde has passed. But when we're hearing these types of messages about Mercury Retrograde from the internet, from other people, you have to always remember that they are talking for the collective. They're talking about just the energy of Mercury itself when it's stationed retrograde. So when Mercury is stationed retrograde, Mercury is in a state of reflection. So when you're looking at that type of energy and you're thinking, oh, this is the energy of reflection, this is the energy of resting, of course you're going to say this is not the time to be progressing and moving forward. We have majority of the year to do that, but this is one of the very few times during the year where you're supposed to sit and reflect. So I want you to remember that when you are hearing these messages to not go, to not do, I want you to also take into account the fact that people are speaking for the collective. Okay, they're not factoring in your own personal circumstances. They're not factoring in your own personal energy. They're not factoring in your own personal natal chart. They're not factoring in any of these things. They're talking for everyone. They're talking for the universal energy of what Mercury Retrograde is doing right now. Okay. So, and I just had to say that because I feel like for my pile 1s, this energy here is like, I want to go, I want to do, I want to push. And so my pile 1s, you guys may be hearing a lot from everywhere else, like, don't really do right now. And maybe that could be causing some of you guys a little bit of conflicting feelings. But I just want to say that I really do feel like my pile 1s need to push forward with their plans. And normally I would not say that because it is Mercury retrograde. But tuning into this specific energy right here, this is energy that is like prepared. It is ready. It is been planning. This does not feel like impulsive energy. This feels very rational. This feels very logical. This feels very practical. This feels like something you've been planning and preparing for. So for my pile 1s, if you guys have some sort of plans that you've been preparing for, that you've been planning on, push forward with them. despite the fact that it is Mercury retrograde, this is a time for reflection. It's not that you can't take the time to reflect just because you're moving forward. And I feel like with my pile ones, it's very important for me to say that if you have been planning on something, to push forward with that. Mercury retrograde may actually help you in this moment that you are actually progressing and trying to move forward. Mercury retrograde may actually be set up for my pile ones to help assist you in moving forward. Okay. Yes, it is about reflection, but reflection doesn't always mean we need to just be looking backwards and not moving. Not for everyone. Mercury retrograde is not going to affect everyone in the same exact way. Some people do need to stop, rest, relax, and reflect. But for my pile ones, no, not you. Not with these plans that you've been cultivating over the last few months or year or however long it's been. I feel like there's something here that's been kind of brewing, and it's time. It's time. If you are feeling like it is time, this is your confirmation that it is time for sure, because we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. But 4 of Cups in reverse is actually about somebody that's kind of contemplating. They're sitting and thinking about everything that's happened. They're sitting and thinking about what's been brewing, what's been going on, what has happened, what is happening. This is in reverse. This is saying that that's not your time anymore. You've done that. You've done enough of really thinking about the situation. You've really looked into your circumstances. You've really felt through them. You've really lived through them. You walked through this process every step of the way. You didn't rush through it. You took your time. So now is not the time for you to rest and reflect and relax anymore. Now is the time for you to say, okay, I'm done with this situation. It is time for me to progress. It is time for me to move forward. So now if you just randomly get the feeling to do something during Mercury retrograde, I would advise against it. If it's impulsive, if this is some sort of decision that just randomly just popped up, like for instance, like me, for instance, every Mercury retrograde, and this is how I usually know that, oh my goodness, it's got to be Mercury retrograde, because every time around Mercury retrograde, I just want to go out and get a tattoo somewhere, some sort of like huge tattoo. I just want to go get in. And this is how I always know it must be Mercury retrograde, or we must be about to go to Mercury retrograde. It's a weird indicator, but this is how I usually know, like, okay, I'm feeling a little impulsive about like doing something crazy. If you have any sort of wants, desires, needs, plans that just kind of pop up, I would definitely advise against it, because these are not plans you've been planning on. These are not plans that you have been brewing for a long time. Now, the ones, like I was saying, the plans that you have been brewing, now the plans that you have been preparing for, those are the plans that you do want to push through. Those are the plans that you do want to go through with, because I feel like if you are feeling like now is the time, it's for a reason. And I truly believe that for my pile ones, that Mercury retrograde is actually going to assist you in helping to move forward and helping to progress. Okay. Mercury retrograde isn't slowing you down one bit, not your plans anyways. And so the main challenge that I'm seeing for my pile ones here is your past. It's the past. You struggling to understand why these things or people or conversations or feelings are coming up again. So be careful at wanting to avoid these conversations or feelings or issues, because if they are coming back into your life, it could be for a reason. Now that reason could be for you to just shut it down all over again, but do not neglect your needs either, because the last thing that you want to do is to look back a few months or maybe even like a year from now and be upset with yourself for not taking the opportunity to say what you felt you needed to say, or to address what it is that you felt you needed to address. I just feel like there's an energy here that really wants to be acknowledged. It's like in your face, whether this be a person or a cycle or a behavior, a thought, a habit. It's just like, it's very not aggressive, but it's just like, you're going to see me, you're going to deal with me. It's like every step you take, it's just kind of trying to almost interfere with that step, but not in a way where it's trying to throw you off, but just in a way where it's like, hey, I want you to acknowledge me. I want you to see me. And you're just not having any parts of it right now. Not for this Mercury retrograde here. You're just so ready to move on. This is my pile of moving on. Like you are done. You are overspending time or feeling like you are wasting your time or wasting your life on a situation or a person that's never going to change. It's like I can hear you saying, like, if you won't change or if you won't take the the initiative to progress or to do something different or to change or to get us out of this situation, then I'm going to take matters into my own hands. Then I'm going to call the shots, and I'm going to decide what happens to us or to this relationship or to this situation. And that's what I see you doing. I just see you kind of taking matters into your own hands and saying, all right, I'm done with this merry-go-round. I'm done with this circus act. I'm done with like staying actively involved in this cycle. It's time to end the cycle because nothing's changing, and I'm sick of spending energy on it. And it's just like, yeah, like you're just done. You're just done with the same thing over and over and over again. You know, you're just done with it. So let's go on ahead and take a look at this card here. This is going to be showing me what blessings you may expect from Mercury retrograde, or how Mercury retrograde will work for you. Okay, what it's going to do for you. So let's take a look. And we have here, look at that, you guys, a 7 of Cups. Awesome. So I see variety coming into your life, like flavor, spice, shaking things up. And it's more than likely because you've kicked this old issue, whatever this 4 of Cups may be, to the curb. It's like when you stopped looking at this past option, when you expanded your focus beyond it, all of these other opportunities just like magically appeared. It's going to seem like these other options just sort of fell into your lap, or they just sort of magically appeared out of nowhere, but they didn't. They were always there waiting for you. You just couldn't see them before because you were caught up in the situation, or you were using energy to get away from this situation, which the universe sees no difference between. If you are dealing with a situation or avoiding or running from a situation, the universe cannot differentiate between those two scenarios, because either way, in the eyes of the universe, you are investing energy, you are expending energy into this one case. It's like running towards something versus running away from that same something. You're still running and spending the same amount of energy, whether it's towards that thing or away from it. It's all the same. But you choosing to not have anything to do with this situation anymore has completely freed you up to be able to see all of these options or choices or alternatives. And like I said, these things didn't just appear, they were always around you. Like you can see this crow here. He is, let me just hold it up. As you can see with this crow here, he is just surrounded by these options, by these cups, because he decided to take matters into his own hands. So the blessing that I am seeing here is you avoiding this past issue. Like I said, make sure that you are really certain that you don't need to express or to further make your stance known to the situation or person. But if you decide, no, I'm good, I'm just ready to move on, it's going to send the message loud and clear to this person or situation that you are no longer on the merry-go-round waiting for things to change. You're not going to continue to be a casualty or a sacrifice until this thing, situation, person has figured out what they want, because you know what you want. You don't have any confusion about it. You don't need to ponder on it anymore. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is all about pondering. Upright. This is all about pondering. This is all about somebody that's maybe sulking or just really diving into the situation, diving into their feelings, just completely embracing the situation and everything it is that they were feeling about it, whether those feelings be good or bad. Usually it's kind of like a card where it's like, these aren't the best sort of feelings, but you're just really allowing yourself to feel through them. You're almost grieving in a sense. So you know, you're not pondering on it anymore. Now you're ready to see what it is that you've been missing out on with the 7 of Cups I'm seeing here. All right, so let's go on ahead and take a look at you guys' oracle cards to see what else it is that we're seeing for the energy of Mercury retrograde. The first one that we have here is spiritual partnership. Wow. Timeout. Self-love. The sun. Your perseverance is rewarded. Love, true love and fidelity. The hand of fate, forces beyond your control intervene. Glamour, into this mirror I now see the realms of possibility. Wow. Dream sweet, sleep deep. Sleep that's deep and lasts till morn. Wondrous dreams for days reborn. Justice, by the power of 3 by 3, Mott, deliver justice to me. Then we have the card Visionary, light attributes, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Shadow attributes, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Shapeshifter, look at that. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. And we have here Prince, light attribute, romantic charm and potential for power. Shadow, using power for self-aggrandizement. Okay, so I'm seeing some very, very, very interesting cards here. And plus with the 2 tarot cards cards here, it kind of makes sense because both of these cards are from the suit of the cups. When we're dealing with the cups, we're dealing with emotions, we're dealing with heart, we're dealing with relationships, we're dealing with what it is that is we're dealing with what it is that is close to our heart, to our emotional being, okay? To see the cards here, spiritual partnership, self-love, love, the hand of fate, glamour, justice, and shapeshifter. Okay. So this is telling me, I wasn't necessarily sure when I was looking at the tarot cards because I only pulled 2 for each pile. But this was kind of feeling like, I'm sick. I'm like I was saying earlier, you're getting off the merry-go-round. You're done dealing with the same sort of go around here. You're done dealing with the same situation, with the same energy, with the same sort of circumstances or relationship where it's like things are not changing. I have needs, I have wants, and they're not being met. You are not hearing me. You are not listening to me. I have to love myself. I have to love myself more than this situation. I have to love myself more than this person. You guys, this is the card of self-love. Self-love is here. And this is telling me that you are choosing yourself in this scenario. Whatever this relationship, this person, this issue may be that you find yourself maybe dealing with, or find yourself trying to tear yourself out of this cycle, out of this pattern, it is because you are choosing to love yourself. You're choosing to see more value in yourself than in this person or the situation or whatever the case, whatever it may be. You are here saying, you are not choosing me. You are completely disregarding my feelings. You are disregarding my wants, my needs. There are things that I want and need, and they're not being met. So I have to love myself enough to say, if my needs are not being met, I have to walk away. Whether this be a person, a relationship, a situation, a pattern, a lifestyle, a habit, whatever it may be. You are choosing to say, I love myself more than this. I have to give myself more than what I was getting here. And then we have the card here, love, true love and fidelity. Fidelity is a word that I'm really focusing on with this card. Fidelity, respect, integrity. These are values, principles that are so overlooked nowadays, or they are so underappreciated. These are values that are so undervalued in today's time. People don't see the need to step up to the plate so they can be loyal, so they can be faithful, so they can be respectful, so they can be honest, so they can be authentic. People don't see the need for these values, for these principles, until they are looking for it, until it happens to them and someone isn't as honest or as authentic or as loyal to them as they may have wanted them to be. That is when people start to look for, oh, well, where's integrity? Where's fidelity? Well, you didn't have it, so why do you expect others to have it? And that's what I'm kind of seeing that's going on with this situation, this person that you may be dealing with or involved with, or maybe this could be you in some aspect of the sense. But what I'm seeing here is like fidelity. You want security. You want security. 4 is the number of security. You want security and you're not seeing it here. So now you're going to go look elsewhere for that security, for that safety, for that comfort, for that place where it is stable, where you can build something on that unstable ground. You cannot build anything on shaky ground. Everything it is that you build, that entire structure will be unstable because it is built on ground that cannot support it. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for fidelity. But right now you're dealing with a shapeshifter. Whether this be a person or a situation or a relationship, you're dealing with a shapeshifter. And what you want is fidelity and security, but you are dealing with a shapeshifter. You're dealing with someone that does not know what they want. And because that person doesn't know what they want, because that situation doesn't know what it wants, because that situation has not chosen you, that situation is coming off to you as this is unsecure. This is unsafe. This is coming off to you as this is not secure. This is not safe. This is not what I've been asking for. I've been asking for fidelity. I've been asking for truth. I've been asking for authenticity. I've been asking for security, for stability. That is not here. This is shape-shifting. Shape-shifting is not something that is very secure because it's like mutable energy. It can just kind of go and morph and turn into and evolve whatever it needs to. It's like a chameleon. You're not looking for a chameleon. That's not what you're looking for. You are looking for a situation that knows it wants you. You're looking for a person that knows it wants you. You're looking for something to choose you because you know what you want. So you're looking for something to live up to that same level that you are living up to. Prince, you're looking for your prince, your princess, your king, your queen. Even if that's not a person, even if it's a situation, even if it's a job, a business, a lifestyle, a habit, whatever it could be, you're looking for that one thing that will fulfill you. You don't want to be looking at all these other different things, but you will if you have to, because you know that your prince, your princess, your king, your queen, that stable situation, you know that it's not here. You know it isn't. Glamour. The thing that I see about this card here is, into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibilities, Now you are seeing more options. Spiritual partnership. What this is telling me is that you are looking for your equal. You are looking for somebody that is on the same level as you, as well as this is also kind of telling me that you've been really working on yourself, whether that is through spirituality or not. You have really been putting in the time, the labor, the hard work, sweat, blood, tears. You've really been putting in that time to get yourself to a place that you want to see yourself at. But there is this sort of almost like energy that keeps popping up that's like, hey, no, don't leave, don't walk away. Okay, maybe I will choose you. You're like, no, that maybe isn't good enough. That maybe is not good enough. You're not a part of my options anymore. Instead of it being where it's like you're an option for them, you're now kind of coming into that place where you're saying, no, I'm no longer an option for you. Now you are an option for me. And matters of fact, I'm actually saying, skirt, no, I'm not interested. I'm curving. It's almost like you're curving this option. You're putting it on ice and saying, no, I'm not even interested in that right now. You're saying, I'm not even interested in that. You don't even have what I need. You're not capable of giving me what it is that I need. And I love myself enough to be honest about that. Because I want partnership. I want spiritual partnership. I want my equal. I want somebody that matches me on this energetic sense, on a spiritual sense. I want somebody that is my equal. That is my prince, my princess, my king, my queen. I want a situation that is literally built for me. A situation that can give me what it is that I'm trying to give to them. Time out. Like I was saying, you're putting this entire situation, this Four of Cups energy, you're putting it on ice. You're saying, no, I'm not dealing with this at all. Dream sweet, sleep deep. This is telling me that you're doing this because this is not the visual that you had. This is not the vision that you had for yourself. This is not the situation that you saw for yourself. This is not what visionary. Look at I didn't even see this card here. I was just talking about dream sweet, sleep deep. I didn't even see this card here, but visionary. Yes, exactly. This is not the situation that you envisioned for yourself, that you saw yourself in, and you love yourself enough to know that justice, you are being your own justice. That is what you are doing right now. You're being your own justice and you are balancing out your own scales. You're not waiting for this other situation, for this other person to do it. You are taking matters into your own hands. You're creating the reality that you want. You are creating your own luck. You are creating right now. You are magic right now. The hands of fate. I'm seeing you as the hands of fate. Forces beyond your control intervene. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing you take the forces. I'm saying you take the forces of your own fate into your own hands. As well as what this card is saying to me is this card is telling me that whatever happened, the fallout, or not fallout, but the circumstances, whatever ended up happening in the situation that you are now choosing to walk away from, that was outside of your control. You didn't ask for that. That was completely outside of your control. But I see you regaining control by saying, well, since the hands of fate are forces beyond my control intervening with this situation, then I see you listening to fate. I see you listening to those forces and saying, all right, you're putting a wall right here with this situation, and I keep running into it. So that is telling me, I see you listening now. I see you being more obedient and saying, okay, you know what? The forces beyond my control, the universe, spirit, God, the divine, whatever it is, however it is you look at it as, there is something here that is telling me, no, don't go in this direction, go the opposite way, go somewhere else. And I see you listening to that and saying, all right, that's cool. I'm good on it. No love lost. It's not as if you're like pissed off or angry. Maybe you were at one point, but now I just see you coming to a complete closure with it, where it's like, I'm releasing this. I'm just done, because you love yourself more. You love yourself more than this situation, than this person. The Sun, your perseverance is rewarded. Your perseverance, pushing through this, is rewarded. Like I was saying, for some people, Mercury retrograde is about sitting, relaxing, being still, being quiet. For you, this is all about pushing. This is all about progressing. This is all about progressing. This is all about going. Your perseverance is rewarded. Again, for my pile number ones, and this is what I'm going to close out with. For sure, if you've been planning on anything, making any sort of big changes, any sort of big plans, take it and do it. Mercury retrograde is actually set up for you to, Mercury retrograde is actually set up for you to help you through pushing through this. And I know that that's not what is normally regarded with Mercury retrograde, but that is exactly the energy that is coming through for my pile ones. Whatever big plans you have been preparing for, whatever you have been planning for, whatever it is that you have envisioned for yourself, for your life, my pile ones, you guys have been planning on something. Whatever that is, this is your time. Mercury retrograde is not going to stop you from moving forward. If in fact, Mercury retrograde is going to help push you and propel you forward. So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile ones. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength, because I know it brought me some strength. I was like really feeling you guys' energy here. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I want to take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and spirit itself for such a powerful message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until then, you guys stay blessed, stay safe, stay strong, because you guys got this. And enjoy your Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde is so working with my pile ones. All right. I love you guys so much. And I'm just going to go on ahead and move on to the next pile number 2. All right. Bye, guys. All right. And pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards. And this card all the way over here to the left is going to be showing me what challenges that Mercury retrograde may present in your life, or what it will do to you. All right. So, and this card all the way over here to the right is going to be showing me the blessings that Mercury retrograde will bring into your life and what it will do for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. And we have here the 3 of Wands. Okay, so my pile 2s are going to feel as though you are missing out, or like you are missing your chance. You may feel forgotten or left behind. I see you may be even trying to make things happen and almost being stopped at every step of the way. Or maybe things just won't get off the ground. But let me say very loudly to my pile 2s, because I want this to set in for you guys. But please do not stop. Do not be discouraged by the results or lack thereof. Do not lose your spirit, your drive, because at one point in time, you believed in this thing or person or yourself so much that you were feeling so good about this. It seemed so promising and like your future was just around the corner. So let me say it again. Do not stop. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop planning. Don't stop feeling excited about what's to come. Because you being stopped at every turn is actually Mercury retrograde working for you. This isn't even really a challenge. And I know that this is the card of challenges for Mercury retrograde, but this is actually a really good thing, because Mercury wants you to stop and dream again. It wants you to go deeper, to think bigger, to dream harder with even more detail. Mercury is trying to tell my pile 2s to revisit their plans and dreams, not because they won't happen, but because these dreams are coming to fruition, and Mercury wants you to take them more seriously. He doesn't even want you to see these things as dreams, because he doesn't want you to underestimate them. He's trying to get you to see an even bigger, greater, grander picture or future, but he is desperately wanting you to see that these ideas in your mind, these wants, are not distant dreams. I feel him asking you the question that if you knew this dream would come true tomorrow, if you knew that you would materialize these dreams, these goals, these ambitions, these wants, if you knew they would materialize tomorrow in your life, what would you change about it? What would you change about your dreams? What would you change about your fantasies, your imagination, your desires? Would it be the exact same dream? Would it be the exact same goal? Would you alter a few things or tailor a few things? It's like the visual I'm getting here is like a seamstress or a tailor at their sewing machine, and they're fashioning something for you, and they're listening directly to your dreams, your goals, your desires, and your fantasies. And so when they ask you, hey, what size do you want? What color? Do you like how this looks and feels? And if you're answering them with a sure, why not, or just not taking them very seriously, those clothes will never fit. They won't match you. They won't match your style, and you won't feel confident while wearing them. But if you could see that seamstress working on that piece for you, if you could see this piece being constructed right before your eyes, you might be a little more hands-on or proactive about stating exactly what you want and need. Mercury wants you to respect your dreams, to take them serious, because they are not fantasies. They are not fake. They are not figments of your imagination just because they haven't materialized yet. They are being altered right now. Mercury is begging you to realize that, because if you knew how powerful your thoughts and wants and desires and dreams were, if you knew that some higher power was on the other side listening to you and working on that piece for you, you would take it more seriously, because you know it's only a matter of time before that piece comes off that machine and it's time for you to take it home and to wear it, to present it to the world. This is your chance, this Mercury retrograde, to take this seriously, to refashion what you see for your life, because the universe is really listening to you right now. It always is, but right now it's actually working at that machine for you, and every little thing you imagine or dream is being taken into account by that tailor. So make sure it's what you want. Look at this card here. There's a North Star right there. Let me just hold it up in case you didn't see it before, but there's a North Star, as you can see right there, and it's like the crow is looking out over the horizon towards that North Star. It knows where it wants to go. You know, there's a lot of terrain. There's a lot that maybe, I just feel like with this card, this is more about imagining. And that's interesting, because the Three of Wands it's all about stepping out, because I've imagined, I've planned, I've done everything it is that I needed to do. Now I'm ready to bring this thing into fruition. And that's what I'm seeing with you guys, with my pile twos. You are ready to bring this thing into fruition, but I'm not exactly sure if you guys are necessarily ready to make this a reality, because, and it's not that you don't want to make it a reality. I almost just feel like you're not sure if it's possible. You're not sure if it's even a possibility for you. You're just, it's almost like you're unsure of your own self. You're unsure of your own abilities. You're unsure of your own power. Or maybe you have an idea that, yeah, I could make this happen, but maybe you just don't know where to start or how to make it happen. You know, it's almost maybe as if like maybe you skipped the Two of Wands, where it's all about kind of planning and imagining. And now you're just kind of going straight to, I want this to happen, but I just don't know how the hell to do this, you know? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you really focused on this North Star. I'm seeing you really focused on that future self, that alternate future, that alternate reality that you see. You see this alternate reality. You see it in your mind, but for many of you, you just think that it only exists in your mind. You think that it can only exist, that it can only have life in your mind's eye. No, you are seeing this thing because it's a very real possibility for you. It's a very real future for you. You have to realize that this is a very real thing that you are actively creating right now, because this higher power, the universe, is on the other side, listening to your thoughts, listening to your wants, your needs, desires, to your imaginations. This is not just your imagination. This is not like an imaginary friend. This is not like an imaginary dream. This is real. Okay, it's very, very real. Just because it hasn't materialized yet, just because that big house or that nice car or that love of your life or that job or that business or that life that you want to live, maybe you don't want any of that. Maybe you just want to travel around the world. Just because that hasn't happened for you yet, just because that money hasn't hit your bank account yet, does not mean it's not happening. You have to, my pile twos, it's so important for you guys to realize that your dreams are so damn possible, but you have to know that. You have to know that this is actually being worked on right now. Oh my God, it's like so important for me to get that out to my pile twos. So really make sure that you know what you want. You know, this North Star in this card is saying that there's a higher power. The universe, spirit, is listening to you right now. There's no other crows in this card. It's just one crow. It's just one crow, the vision that it sees for itself, and that North Star. And that's telling me that this is a very real conversation and exchange and interaction that you are having with spirit itself and the universe right now. Please take this seriously, because this is your time. You've been waiting on a lot of things. You've been waiting to work with this seamstress for months. You've been waiting to work with this tailor. This seamstress is very sought after. You've been waiting to work with them for months, maybe years even, because they're so sought after. And now that you are actually first in line, now that they are here available and ready to work with you on your order, when they're actually listening to you now you just want to kind of be like, oh, you know what, whatever, just make it whatever, it's fine, you know, let's just wing it, just roll with it, I don't care what it is that you make. No, take this seriously, take this order seriously. realize who you are speaking to right now. That's the main challenge I'm saying. Quality takes time. So do not gauge whether your dreams are possible off of whether you can see them happening or not, because it is happening. Okay. So let's go ahead and check out this card here to see the blessings that we are seeing, how Mercury retrograde is working for you. And we have here the Page of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So this particular page, the Page of Pentacles, he brings a gift or news of something very real, something tangible that you can feel, touch, smell, taste, see, hear. It's the gift of something real. To see this in reverse is Mercury saying, you don't want what you've been asking for. This is Mercury looking out for you and saying, you haven't been taking me or this or your dreams or yourself seriously enough. Or there's something you need to change or look at again to better suit you. This is Mercury, because Mercury is the messenger. That's who he is in astrology. He's the planet or the energy that brings messages. He brings or carries messages to and from you, whether that's to the universe or to another person. So Mercury is solely responsible for delivering your messages, prayers, affirmations, thoughts, intentions, wants, and needs from your lips to the ears of the Creator, of the Most High, of the Divine, of God, of the universe. And Mercury is here right now saying, no, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to sacrifice your one chance at this moment in time of speaking to these greater forces, of delivering your message and dreams to them when you haven't been taking them seriously, when you haven't put any respect on your dreams and your own name. Mercury knows better than to approach spirit with a message that's not clear or that you're not 100% sold on. So he's saying to review this and come back to me when you are ready, when you are taking this as serious as placing an order at a restaurant. You know that when you place that order at a restaurant, that your food is coming to you at some point in time. That waiter that took your order, who is Mercury, by the way, I want you to see the waiter at a restaurant as Mercury, right? And Mercury's taking your order as it's listening to your thoughts, your intentions, your prayers, your needs, your wants. Mercury is that waiter taking your order, and he is going back into that kitchen, and the universe is that kitchen, and the universe is cooking up what it is that Mercury brought to it. And so the kitchen is really, really dependent upon Mercury delivering that correct order back, and Mercury's not going to get it wrong. Mercury is delivering to that kitchen what you said you wanted. I'm pretty sure you don't want Mercury going back to that kitchen, to the universe, and saying, yeah, they said that they'd like this, and they don't really care how you make that, and they said just wing it, just do whatever it is that you want. You can just whatever you want to do, just go for it. Do you want the universe to just wing your dreams, to just wing your future, your reality? I'm pretty sure you don't. Sometimes there are forces beyond our control that makes life happen to us. But right now, at this particular point in time, my pile twos, you are in complete control of your future, of that reality. You are actually literally making it right now. The thing is you have to realize that. It's so important for my pile twos to realize that. I'm sure you don't want to get into something that now maybe you have to spend more energy getting out of it because you weren't prepared, or you weren't taking it seriously, or you weren't thinking as you were doing it. You didn't have any sort of awareness. You weren't mindful of the fact that, hey, this is really happening. This is, for my pile twos, this is really all about mindfulness, being aware of the fact that the universe, these higher powers, are listening to you and are literally preparing your order the way you say you want it to look, the way you say you want your future to be, the way you say you want your reality to be. So if you're not taking this seriously, that is you digging yourself into a hole that was never there before. And the only person that you can blame is yourself. All right. So Mercury is coming through and saying, no, I'm not taking this to the universe. I'm here waiting for you to figure it out. I'm not going to go anywhere. And when you are ready, I am here waiting to deliver your dreams, needs, wants, desires, and goals to the Most High. So Mercury is looking out for you right now. So if you feel like you are being left behind or forgotten, or like things are not going anywhere, that's Mercury looking out for you, saying, let's take another look at this. Now, if you know what it is that you want, I'm seeing Mercury telling you to speak with more authority, to believe in it, because this Page of Cups is in reverse. Like I said, he's holding that pentacle because it's very real and very tangible. So to see this in reverse means that you may be wondering how, or if, or when this will all happen. You may be losing faith that this will happen. You need to believe in this, the way that you know that when you order that meal at a restaurant, you know that meal is coming back to you. And that is how sure are you need to be, when you are telling the universe what you want, when you are putting in that order, you need to do it with authority. No, this is what I want. No, I'm not teetering on this line on the fence. No, I'm not kind of wobbling around. Well, I'd kind of like this and I'd kind of like that. I kind of want to do a salad today. I kind of want to do a steak. No, what do you want? Speak with authority. Maybe you want both. Tell them you want both then. You could tell a restaurant, hey, I want everything on your menu. Or do you think they're going to stop you? No, they're going to go, all right, well, hey, maybe we need a bigger table, but this is what you put in for. This is exactly what is happening right now. You are in complete control over your fortune, over your future, over your reality right now in this moment. This is a very audacious time for you because this is all about you being in complete control. Like I said, sometimes there's forces that are just causing life to happen to us, not for my pile twos, not right now. During this Mercury retrograde, this is going to be all you creating that reality, creating that future, okay? So really figure out what it is that you want and understand how real and how serious this is, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at you guys' oracle cards here, see what else it is that we're seeing. The first one that we have is the Harley Quinn. True feelings are masked. Harley Quinn, I don't know. But true feelings are masked. The Chimera, I don't know how to pronounce anything with this deck. I really, but I love it so much. But it says here, imagination clouds your judgment. Look at that. We have here, look at this, you guys. Hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. The Green Man, the forces of nature favor you. The Wolf, beware who you trust. Safe travel, keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. Sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Forgiveness, individuality, intuition, Messiah, light attribute, serving humanity with humility, shadow, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Poet, light attribute, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Shadow, turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. And the very last card that we have here is Networker. Light attributes, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow, conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. All right, so beginning with Networker here. So Networker is telling me for sure, and Poet even, both of these cards are kind of telling me that Mercury, like I was saying, he's the god of communication. He delivers messages. Networker is all about connecting with people through some sort of a network where you can share messages, you can deliver messages, things like that, find out information, deliver information, learn things. So Network and Poet are both telling me this is all about words. This is all about your words having power, your words being able to influence or direct change, your words being able to influence or direct energy and realities. Messiah over here, the shadow attribute is really sticking out to me where it says exaggerated belief that things can only happen through one way or through one cause. And that is telling me for sure that you have an idea that if you haven't seen things happen the way that is that you thought they were going to happen, then they're not happening. If you can't tangibly see them, if you can't interact with these things, then they are not happening. Then this is just a figment of your imagination. Then these things are impossible. And that right there is telling me that, like, no, you need to realize that this is very real, that this is very possible. Messiah is here to tell you that, and I'm also getting that with Messiah, that Mercury is kind of stepping in and going, no, this isn't good for you. Like it says, serving humanity with humility. I see Mercury coming in and saying, no, this is not good for you. What it is, this order that you're putting in, or what it is that you're not having any awareness with it. You're just kind of thinking about what you want and need, but you're not really taking it seriously. So I see Mercury kind of stepping in and stopping you and saying, no, stop, listen, look, be aware, develop some awareness, have some mindfulness here. Be mindful about what you are thinking up, about what you are conjuring up, because you are conjuring up these things with your words. Poet, Networker. And then that moves me on to Hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. Yes, I'm telling you, that's just like Messiah and Mercury. The forces of nature favor you. This is Mercury saying, I am doing something for you right now. I am working with you right now by not delivering this message to the universe, because maybe that message is a little jumbled up. Maybe you're not taking it seriously. Maybe you are having insecurities and doubts and fears. Maybe those doubts and insecurities and fears have taken over your dreams. Maybe they've taken over your goals and your ambitions. Maybe now you're just looking at, well, how can this happen? Because there's only one way this can happen. No, there's not. There's multiple ways this can happen, and it's actually happening. But what are you creating? And I see Mercury really coming in, really trying to help you right now. Imagination clouds your judgment. The chimera camera, I don't know. But imagination clouds your judgment. Yes, this is your imagination. What are you imagining right now? Because whatever it is that you are cooking up, conjuring up in your mind, it could be the main blockage between you and getting to that North Star. For you guys, for my pile twos, this North Star feels so far away for you guys. It feels so impossible. It's like, how the hell am I going to make it over there? How the hell am I going to make it through all of this? How am I going to get to that North Star? It's impossible. If you're telling yourself it's impossible, guess what you're doing? You are hindering your own abilities. You are hindering your own path. You are literally putting a roadblock on your own path, in your own way. The wolf, beware who you trust. For me, this is telling me to be careful about your thoughts. Be careful about trusting those thoughts. Be careful about thinking that there's only one way to make your dreams a reality. And if you don't see them, then they're not happening. Be careful about trusting those five senses. Be careful about trusting your eyes, your ears, your nose, your taste, your smell. Be careful about trusting these things because they are not reminiscent of a reality that is happening everywhere else. There's only one reality that we are physically present in this incarnation, but there's so many other realities, so many other dimensions where it's so much is happening in these other dimensions, in these other places. And if you are not aware of that, or if you're not mindful of that, if you're not trusting of that, then yeah, when you're looking at this 3D realm and you're looking around like, well, I need money and it's not my bank account, of course you're going to think it's not happening. But you have to look past that. Stop thinking that there's only one reality. That's what Messiah is saying for me. Stop thinking there's only one reality, because it's not. There's another reality that is influencing and directly affecting this current physical reality that you are living in. Imagination clouds your judgment. Stop thinking that just because you don't see that money that it's not coming. True feelings are masked. Harley Quinn. True feelings is Harley Quinn. I think that's what it's saying. True feelings are masked. That is telling me that you are not able to see past this reality. You're not able to see past your own thoughts, your own imaginations, your own reality. You are so separated from everything else that is going on that it's very difficult for you to see that these other things are happening for you. They just haven't materialized yet. As well as this card is telling me, what do you really want? Are you going easy on the law of attraction? Are you going easy with your manifestations because you don't believe that they can happen? Because you only believe in one reality that you haven't seen yet? What do you want? What is it that you truly, truly want? It's okay to dream. It's safe. It's safe to travel. It's safe to get to this North Star. Safe travel here. Keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. It is safe for you to travel. It's safe for you to dream. It's safe for you to imagine. It is safe for you to say, yeah, I need to make a certain amount of money per month, but you know what? Fuck it. I want to be a damn billionaire. It's okay for you to dream. It's okay for you to look towards that North Star. Imagination clouds your judgment. You thinking that there's only one reality is clouding that dream. It's clouding that reality. Like I said, you are putting your own hindrance, your own roadblock in your own path, in your own way. Remove that out of the way. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not following your intuition. Forgive yourself for not listening to it. Forgive your circumstances, the universe, for not panning out in the way that you need it to or want it to. You need to forgive, because there's definitely some sort of blockage here. And I believe that it's this forgiveness is kind of talking about, for some of my pile twos here, I believe it's kind of talking about forgiving that, and it's 333. I just looked at the clock. But I believe that it's kind of talking about, you needing to forgive yourself for only seeing one reality. You need to forgive yourself for not dreaming big enough, for not believing in yourself, for not believing in the universe, for not believing in the divine, for not believing that you can make these things happen, that you are worthy of making these things happen, that your dreams, that you are worthy of your own dreams. This is really about value for me. For some reason, forgiveness is really about value for me. Like, do you see yourself as important enough to have these dreams in your life? Do you see yourself as valuable enough to have these dreams? What are you telling yourself? You need to forgive. You need to forgive your insecurities. You need to forgive your doubts. You need to forgive them so you can remove them and say, you know what? I forgive myself for not believing in myself. I forgive myself for just imagining, for just dreaming these things and for not actually doing them. I forgive myself for being afraid to go after this North Star. I forgive myself for being afraid of this dream. I forgive myself for being afraid of failure. I forgive myself for not believing that this is happening. You got to forgive yourself, you know? Forgive yourself, forgive the universe, forgive whatever it is that you may have some sort of chip on your shoulder here. Forgive yourself for that. Sensuality is telling me here for sure that, again, it says your freedom flowing from far away. This is like talking about being far away again, far away. This North Star, it's so far away. This dream is so far away. That's what I keep getting here. But sensuality is telling me that you need to connect to how far, to this North Star. You need to connect to this dream. You need to connect to it. You need to feel it. You need to know that this thing is yours. You need to speak with authority when you are ordering, when you are placing this order. Sensuality, this is all about knowing that it's yours. For I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. This is saying that your freedom, your dreams may be far away, right? But you need to dance, you need to love, you need to laugh, you need to play through this journey, getting to your North Star. You need to fully embrace the fact that this North Star is mine. Yeah, it's far away, but it's mine. Just like I placed that order, I got to wait 30 minutes for them to bring my food out, but it's mine. So you need to enjoy yourself as you are heading towards this North Star because you know that it is yours. You need to completely envelop yourself in this energy of I am walking, I am dancing, I am laughing, and I am playing towards my future, towards my goals, my dreams, my wants. They are mine. So I am feeling, I am walking in this abundance. I am walking in this Empress vibe. I am walking in this energy of being blessed, of being fortunate. And because it's not about being blessed or fortunate, all I did was place an order and just knew and believed that it was coming to me. It's not about being blessed or being fortunate. When fortune favors you, that's because it's like you're being individually looked at by fortune. No, this is not you being picked out of the litter. This is you just coming into your own. This is you stepping into that dream and saying, this dream is mine because I want it. This North Star is mine because I want it. I don't care if it's not here yet. I don't care if I can't touch it yet. I don't care. I am dancing, loving, laughing, and playing through this because I already know that it's mine. It's like placing that order at the restaurant. If you're with a friend or family or something, are you just going to sit there with your arms folded and not speaking to anyone because you're unsure if your order is coming out? No, you're going to laugh, talk, play, dance, or, maybe not dance and play if you're in a restaurant, but you're going to be having a good time while you're waiting for that food because you know that food is coming. This is how I know it's a whole bunch of different metaphors in this reading, but I just want you to see this dream, this North Star is something that is yours, that is coming to you. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Doesn't mean it's not yours. It is yours. You need to enjoy your journey to this place because it's coming. You are walking towards it and it is coming towards you. Individuality. This is telling me again for sure that this is a conversation just between you and spirit, just between you and this higher power, just between you and the universe. What do you want? Only take into account what you want, what you need, what you see for yourself. Because like I said, Mercury wants to make sure that this order is going to suit you, that this dream is going to truly suit you. And the only way to know for sure that it's going to suit you if you take this order seriously. So this is all that I'm saying for my pile number 2s. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I know it did for me. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself. Thank them so much. I thank them so much for coming through and delivering such a beautiful message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until then, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Enjoy this Mercury retrograde. Love this Mercury retrograde because it's really working for you here. But until next time, I'm just going to go on ahead and move on to the next pile number 3. All right. Bye, guys. All right, in pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards, and this card all the way over here to the left is going to be showing me the challenging energy that Mercury retrograde may bring into your life. In other words, this is what Mercury retrograde will be doing to you. And this card over here to the right will be showing me the blessing energy that Mercury retrograde will be bringing into your life. So this is how Mercury retrograde will be working for you, okay? So let's go on ahead and take a look at this card here. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So the main challenge I'm seeing here for my pile 3s is not feeling as decisive and as definitive as you normally do. I think my pile 3s, you guys are the people that kind of always have the answers. You know what to do, when to do it most of the time. You're not very wishy-washy, you know, but this retrograde is going to give you so much to think about and to ponder on, to the point where you can see many different options that work for you or against you, and you just won't be able to decide for sure what's going on, how you are feeling, what you should do, how you should respond. You won't be feeling as quick on the draw this retrograde, and that'll be the main challenge for you. I'm also saying that this may not be you that's feeling a little indecisive, but it may be another person or another situation that is in your life that you are depending on in some way to make a decision, but they're just not able to. Or it seems like you're just waiting on the sidelines to see what happens almost. It's almost as if you're like spectating, like a spectator to your own life and circumstances. I see you more so spectating than acting or doing. And that's going to feel odd for many of you because you are so used to doing your own thing and not necessarily consulting others, because you usually have your mind made up to some degree. I also have to warn and say that some things may not be as they appear, and the lines may get blurred this retrograde for you. So this could be like business or relationships or something else, but it's like the boundaries sort of kind of melt away this retrograde, and it's like your life may seem a little hectic because these things that you normally have put in its own place, you normally have things pretty organized, and it's going to seem like someone removed those boundaries, and now everything is wandering around, not knowing where it fits at, not knowing where it belongs, because you usually have a grip on where everything goes. It's almost like the visual I'm getting here is like someone hits the big red button and it opens up all the doors to all of these conflicting thoughts and emotions that you had put away in their own respective places. And when those doors opened up, they started kind of coming out to kind of wander around and mix and mingle with each other. And it may put you in a place where you're like, how do I get all of these things separated again? How do I manage all of this? How do I work through all of this, maneuver through all of this? Because there's too much chaos. And this is the Knight of Swords. This is somebody that works with clarity. This is somebody that works with definitiveness. This is someone that works with definitive energy, with very kind of binary thinking, dogmatic sort of energy, where it's very like, no, this is what it is. 1 + 1 = 2. This is what it is. But the Knight of Swords needs to work with clarity. He needs to work knowing who his opponent is, what he's dealing with, because he is a knight. He's somebody that is specifically designed to go out and to attack an enemy or to remove obstacles. So he needs to know exactly what he's going after to do his job, right? So you may be wondering, how do I manage all of this if these things are not very clear? How do I work through all of this? I work so hard to put everything right in its own place, to stay organized and on top of things, and it may feel like you are losing a grip on things. Be careful with your words and actions. Mostly be careful with your actions, because like I was saying, we have the Knight of Swords here. Swords deals with the mind and communication, but the Knight is someone that takes action in tarot. That's why he's charging on the horse, because his thoughts and words have led him to a place where he's allowing them to influence his actions. He is charging or taking something because in his mind he's supposed to, because in his mind these thoughts, these ideas, these judgments, they've all formulated to this one sort of target where it's like, okay, this is what I need to focus on, this is what I need to go after, this is what I need to attack, or this is what I need to do. He sees an enemy, an issue, a something that he wants to deal with or take care of or claim authority over. So he's charging towards it. And that's what I'm saying to really watch your actions, because what I'm getting here is like things won't be as they appear this month for my pile threes. This month, you're going to be dealing with the apparition of something, the impression of something, not that actual thing, but an assumption of what that thing is. So you'll only be dealing with a fraction of the truth or what you can see. So don't allow your thoughts, words, opinions, judgments, or feelings to talk you into taking a stance on something that you have to make amends for or recant later on. Okay, so you really don't want to have to renege on something that you went full force ahead with, like this knight. This knight is showing up to put in that work to do some major damage. I mean, he's going 100 miles per hour with a sword in his hand. He didn't show up. He's not showing up with a sword in his hand going this fast with his horse in the air. He's not showing up like this so he can talk or debate. We're past that now. We're past talking. Now we're making changes. Now we are taking charge. So be careful with jumping to any sort of conclusions. See the entire picture first, okay? Let's go on ahead and move on to this card here to be saying how this energy can work with you and what Mercury Retrograde will be doing for you in your life. And we have here the Ten of Swords. Wow. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm seeing this as you seeing someone's or something's true colors. It's like you will be able to see what is truly dead or worth leaving where it's at. You're going to be able to see where you need to put your energy, your value, your heart, your care, your emotions into, instead of just doing it. There's major awareness coming to my pile threes where it's like, oh, this isn't even worth my time. I'm seeing this as you realizing there's no war to fight. There's no war to fight here because you've already won. This knight, do you think he'd be charging at the enemy if he saw that the enemy was already down with 10 swords in it, already dying, if not dead, by the time he shows up? Do you think he put energy and all of his fierceness into going after this enemy if he knew it was already dead? No, he's not going to waste his time. What for? There's no point. So I'm seeing you say, this isn't even necessary. This doesn't even need my energy, my anger, my tears, my grief, my work ethic, my loyalty, my life, my time. I can save all of that for something that's worth it, for something that's alive, for something that truly needs my attention. But this doesn't. This is dead. And this is something that I feel my pile threes didn't notice before, but is seeing during Mercury retrograde. Mercury is slowing down. Mercury slowing down is going to make you slow down to see what you've been fighting, to see what you've been fighting for or fighting is dead. It's done. It's not even afraid of you or worried about you in this army that's charging towards it because it's already forfeited the fight. The only person that's still here is you. For many of my pile threes, I'm seeing this as moving on, letting go. Mercury wants you to see way down the line, or wants you to see way ahead of itself before calling in the other knights and generals and commanders and a whole army, before wasting all of these resources. Make sure it's alive. Make sure it's an actual threat, because from what I'm seeing here, it's not. This is not a threat. This is not a threat. How can this be a threat? There's 10 swords in it. He can't do anything. He can't fly. He can barely move. He's probably not even alive at this point. This is not a threat. I think that's why I was getting earlier with this card, with this Knight of Swords in reverse here, to be careful, because something isn't what it seems. Someone or something could be trying to sell you life, but in actuality, it's death. Someone could be trying to disguise failure as opportunity. Someone could be trying to sell you a dream. You could be trying to do these things. You could be trying to sell yourself a dream to something that you just know deep down on the inside, where it's just like, no, this isn't even worth my time. Make sure it is what you think it is, because there's something here that seems threatening or maybe even promising, but it isn't. Something may seem like an issue, but it's not. Something may seem like a present issue, but it's the past. Okay, so really make sure that you know what you are dealing with. And this Mercury retrograde is going to cause you to slow down, so that the way you can take another look at what is going on in your present life and your present circumstances, whether you are happy with them or not. Mercury retrograde is really saying, hey, slow down, take a look here. I really want you to really take a close look at this to see if it is what you think it is, to see if it is worth the energy that you are putting into it, to see if it is worth the life that you are putting into it. All right. As well as definitely be careful with your words, because we have 2 swords cards here. So definitely be careful with your words, your communication, your actions, definitely your actions with this Knight of Swords, but definitely your judgments, opinions, or words, your thoughts, because they're going to have a lot of influence and almost control over your actions. And if you are assuming something, So, if you're making assumptions, if you are thinking that you have the entire picture, but you don't, and you are acting off of a fraction of the picture, chances are your actions are not going to be in alignment with the truth. Chances are your actions are going to be misconstrued. There's potential here for a serious issue if you are acting off of assumptions or only half or a fraction of the truth. So it's really better to right now. Oh, oops, this was in reverse. But it's really better to right now to just kind of stay out of taking action until you can see the entire picture, until you know for sure that you have the entire picture. So like if you're dealing with somebody else, make sure that you are hearing it straight from the horse's ass before you just kind of take these actions into your own hands and go, well, I'll deal with it. No, make sure you know. Make sure you hear from this person first. Make sure you allow them testify on their own behalf. Make sure that you wait to hear from them first. Make sure you wait for that confirmation, that validation before getting all of these resources together and using them on something that you didn't even need to. You could have saved these resources for something that was an actual threat, or for something that was much more worth your energy and your time, versus something that just is literally a complete waste of your time. All right, so let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that we are seeing for this beautiful Mercury retrograde. And the first card we have here is serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. Beautiful. The caduceus, I don't even know, but it says you will receive news from afar. The wyvern, you know what? I can't pronounce anything with this particular deck. I love it so much, but I literally can only pronounce maybe like 3 of the cards in this deck. But it says your secrets are safe. Oh, interesting. Okay. Healing, creativity, love partnership. Okay. Interesting. Letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. Peace. Bridget, goddess in your sacred name, a light within me, peace's flame. True love come to me, true love shall come to me, as I do will, so mote it be. Mediator, light attributes, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument, shadows, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Lover, light attributes, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Shadows, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. And we have hedonist. Light attributes, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Shadows, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. All right, so this is very interesting, these oracle cards. They're very telling because we have love partnership, letting go, true love come to me, mediator, lover, healing. These cards are telling me for sure there's some sort of relationship here that many of my pile 3s are invested in or connected to or attached to or dealing with right now. There's a lot going on within your relationships, within your partnerships, within your love life, because we have 3 different decks, I believe, talking about some sort of love partnership, some sort of relationship. And so what I'm seeing here is maybe realizing that something within a relationship or some sort of relationship is done. It's over. It's not where it needs to be. It's not working. It's not serving you. It's not serving this other person. It's not serving anyone. The only thing it's serving is a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of breath, a waste of life. Healing and letting go. I'm seeing for sure that there is something here that you really need to heal from. And maybe that's what these 2 tarot cards are also talking about. Maybe you've been maybe you haven't grieved about something yet. Maybe there is something that happened that you had to say goodbye to, that you had to let go of recently or at some point in time. Maybe it wasn't recently, maybe it was years ago, and you never really dealt with it. You never really said goodbye. You never really grieved. You never really allowed yourself to deal with it because maybe you had so many other things going on. And that was also what I was kind of getting with this Knight of Swords. Like I was saying earlier, it's like somebody's going to press that big red button and all these sort of emotions and feelings and thoughts are just going to kind kind of flood out and mix and mingle with each other, and you don't want them to. It's almost like you were trying to compartmentalize everything by saying, you know what, like, I don't need to deal with this right now because I have other things going on. I have to work, I have to take care of myself, I have to take care of my family, my loved ones. I got to do this, that, and the third. I have a million other things going on than for me to just sit down and deal with what has happened, than for me to sit down and deal with what has died. And, you know, this may be kind of showing up as reluctance or hesitation in your life to want to deal with these things, because it's like, I don't want to deal with this, or I feel like I don't need to because I don't have the time to, I don't have the energy. I have so many other things to manage and no one's helping me manage them, or I'm kind of alone in this. And if I were to break away from what it is that I have going on, who's going to take care of these other things that I have, that I need to maintain, that I need to take care of, that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to improve, that I'm trying to change? How am I going to be able to do all of this? So it's like you're kind of compartmentalizing by picking and choosing what it is that you're going to allow into your life, what it is that you're going to deal with. But Mercury retrograde is going, nope, boom, we're just going to flood you with everything. And this Mercury retrograde will be happening during Scorpio season. Scorpio season is a very deep sign. If you haven't checked out my previous video, it was the new moon in Scorpio video, where I go very in depth about exactly what this scorpionic energy is going to be doing to the collective, what it's going to be bringing into our lives. But with Mercury retrograde, mixing Scorpio's energy with this Mercury retrograde, this is really about sitting still within this grief, sitting still within this death, this loss. This is really about you sitting still within that. True love, come to me. I'm seeing that you really are wanting this partnership. You're really wanting somebody that's going to be able to endure this with you. You want somebody that's going to show up and show up with you, show up ready to fight with you. You don't want to be the only knight out there. You want somebody else to come in and help you, to assist you. You want your love to come and help you, to assist you. Some of you are looking for love. Some of you are grieving about that love that you lost. We also have the card over here, Lover. Yeah, so this is 3 different decks talking about love, talking about partnership. True love, come to me, love, partnership, lover. You really are looking for that love. You're looking for somebody that is going to help you manage all of these things. Some of you are. Some of you are really looking for help in managing all of these things. Some of you are just looking for love. Some of you are just looking for serendipity, for peace, for happiness. Some of you are looking for healing. Some of you are looking to feel alive with creativity. That's what I'm getting with this, is I want to feel alive. I want to feel connected to something. And hedonis is saying the same thing that this card is saying. Hedonis, light attributes, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Creativity, you're really, my pile 3s, you guys are looking to feel alive. You may feel dead. You may feel dead because your love isn't in your life, or you lost that love, or you lost that best friend, or you lost that relationship, or you lost that support system. You lost something that's making you feel as though I can't deal with this right now. I can't. It's too much. I can't deal with it right now. You're not really going to get that opportunity. I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is that the blessing is you having to feel all of it. You being forced to feel all of it, you being forced to embrace all 10 of these swords, you having to realize that the situation is dead, it's done, it's over. You having to realize that I can't keep spending resources. I can't keep working myself up to come to this person's defense. I can't keep working myself up over this relationship, over this issue, over this person, over myself. I can't keep working myself up because it's dead. And Mercury retrograde is trying to slow you down to see, hey, it's dead. Let it go. Let it go. Letting go. Forgot we had this card. Let it go. Let it go. This could also be referring to some of you that are in a relationship. Maybe you've had issues or problems in this specific relationship. These cards could also be saying to let go of the past. Let go of those past issues. It's time to trust again. Because if not, you're just slowly killing your own relationship. If you want this relationship to work, make sure that you want this relationship to work. Make sure that you are using all your resources, putting all of your resources into something that is alive. Because like I said, this is translating to me as it's not a threat the way that you think it is. So are you still worried about the past in some way where it's like the past isn't an issue anymore? You don't have to worry about those same problems, those same issues anymore. Why are you giving this life? That was from the past. Like, say, for instance, let's say that your lover, your person, maybe they screwed up in the past. Maybe they hurt you. Maybe they betrayed your trust or something. And maybe you're still judging them on those past actions. But this card is here to say that past is not a threat anymore, that things really have changed. True love, come to me, love, partnership, lover. This lover is actually here for you. Or maybe you're in a new relationship and you're taking out your past relationship, your ex relationship on your present one. Don't do that. There's no threat here. There is no threat here. Do not kill something before it even gets started, because there's the potential here for love, partnership, true love, lover, true love, come to me. But you have to let it go to heal from it. You have to let it go to heal from it. And I believe that verbalizing it, talking about these fears, talking about these issues, these things that you've been through is really going to help you, because we have a lot of blue here, and that is dealing with the throat chakra. Mediator, that's also another blue card. Mediator is all about expressing yourself. Trying to say, hey, I'm trying to bridge this gap. I'm trying to get you to understand me to understand you. You need to understand where I'm coming from. You need to understand why I am the way that I am. That the way you're not feeling like I'm attacking you. That the way you feel like this past isn't attacking you. That the way you don't feel like there's no life here. There's no future here. So you need to understand me. Let me help to bridge this gap by speaking to you, by expressing myself, by expressing my fears, by telling you my worries, my issues, my problems, my troubles. Let me trust you enough to be able to put this on you. That the way I'm not managing all this on my own. Like I was just saying, you feel like you're managing everything on your own. You want somebody else to be there in it with you. You have that right now. Many of you have that right now. Use that to your advantage. Let that person in. Let them know what is going on with you. Don't just leave them out there to try to assume what's happening. Because if you do that, you're going to kill something that has a lot of promise. Okay, peace. Peace. You don't have to worry about things working against you or hurting you anymore. Peace. Peace is coming to you if it's not here already. Peace is here with you right now. But you have to work through these things. You have to work through the past. Working through the past does not mean that is your actual present. That just means you're working through old things. So don't allow that to tell you that, oh my goodness, my past is coming back to haunt me. No, it's not. You're just dealing with it. You're dealing with it, and maybe you've never done that before. Maybe you didn't have the time, but now you have the support system. Now you have the time. Now you have the energy. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. A new life is on the horizon for you, whatever that may be. You will receive news from afar. Like I said, we have both of the swords cards here. This is about a message, something coming through. Somebody delivering a message or something to you for sure. Mediator. Yeah, we have the card of mediator. This is somebody delivering something. This is somebody bridging a gap and saying, hey, oh, okay, this is what is going on here. Your secrets are safe. Is that what you are worried about with your secrets? Are you worried about some sort of secret, something coming out? For me, I'm kind of feeling like maybe you're worried about your past coming back up. Maybe you're worried about that kind of getting pushed into your present. Like I said, you really want to compartmentalize. You're really trying to keep everything completely separate and away from everything else. But it's like, no, these things need to actually come together. Because if they do come together, then you're going to be able to work through it with this new support system, with this new mindset, with fresh new eyes, with a partnership. But first, you have got to let go of this, of this, whatever this is, because it's not a threat. It's not a threat like you think it is. And it's in the way of your healing. It's in the way of you progressing, moving forward. That's why you're not moving forward right now, because Mercury's saying, no, you need to stop and deal with this. You need to stop and heal. You have to stop and heal. Creativity. I feel like to pull two different cards from two different decks about creativity. Maybe you guys are feeling like there's a blockage within your creativity right now. Maybe you're feeling like there's something in the way of these bright new prospects. Maybe you feel like there's something in the way of you moving forward. Secrets, that could be it. There could be something here with secrets. Maybe you're keeping secrets. Maybe someone in your life is keeping secrets. And maybe you can feel that. And maybe that's what you need to let go of. Maybe you need to let go of this relationship or this person if they are keeping secrets from you. If they are keeping secrets from you, how can you work with somebody that wants to be so secretive? You don't know anything to be able to work with that. It's dead. Let it go. So this pile right here could go in several different ways, but it's all kind of saying the same thing here. You need to let go of what is dead and to fight for what is alive, what is living, for what has promise, for what has potential. But make sure that you have the entire picture first. That's very important for my pile threes. Making sure that you have the entire picture. Because like I was saying, there's something here where it's like, it's not what it appears to be. So even if there's something with secrets, you need to really make sure that before you make the decision that, okay, this person isn't trustworthy, make sure you hear that from out of their mouth first. Make sure you hear out of their mouth, you know what? I don't want to talk about this with you. Yes, I do want to keep things to myself. Make sure you hear that from the horse's ass before you just kind of take that and run with it and go, you know what? Screw this, I'm out. Because you could potentially be letting go of something that is very promising. And for others of you, you're looking for something very promising, but it's not. It's dead, all right? So you have to intuitively decide what that is for you. Like I said, Mercury is going to be slowing you down anyways, to the point where it's like you do have to think about what is going on. You do have to really look into it to figure that out. But once you do, you're going to come to a place where you can clearly see. Like I said, my pile threes, this is about great awareness for you guys. You're going to be able to clearly see, oh, there's 10 swords in this. I can't even help this. Even if I were to take all these swords out, this thing is probably still dead. Even if I were to remove all of these issues, all these secrets, all this past, all this pain, it's still dead. It's succumbed to its wounds. There's nothing I can do. You know, and sometimes that's the best thing we can do, is to realize that there's nothing we can do. And to say, you know what, that it's time for you to move on. That's wisdom. That's when wisdom kicks in and it says, no, I know you love this thing. I know you want this thing. I know that you were hoping maybe for different results, but the wisdom here is you have to move on for you. You have to do what's best for you, because mediator is telling me there is a possibility here to save something. For some of you, that there's a possibility to save something. For others of you, it's dead. Like I said, allow your intuition to tell you for sure what is happening. And if you don't have an idea of what is happening, trust me, it's going to appear to you very clearly. It's going to make itself known to you. There's no way that you can, with 10 swords in something or someone, there's no way you can look at that and say, maybe we can work with that. No, you know for a fact there's nothing that you can do about that. You can't work with that. It's completely dead. You know what I mean? Like the truth will reveal itself to you for sure. There's nothing that you need to worry about with this being hidden, okay? This is all that I'm seeing for my pile threes. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and the beautiful spirit itself for coming through and delivering such a powerful, beautiful message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until then, you guys stay strong, stay safe. Don't make any assumptions. Don't jump to anything. All right. Stay strong, stay safe, stay patient. And the truth will reveal itself to you. And you guys are going to be just fine. I promise you that much. Okay. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. And I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the last pile number 4. All right. Bye, guys. All right, in pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards, and all the way over here to the left, this card is going to be showing me the challenging energy that Mercury Retrograde may bring into your life. In other words, what Mercury Retrograde will be doing to you during that time. And this card to the right will be showing me what blessing energy or what fortunate energy Mercury Retrograde may be bringing into your reality. So this card is representative of what Mercury Retrograde will be doing for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and start. And we have here the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so I want you to be careful about taking sides this month, pile 4, because you may think you are staying neutral, or you may think you are siding with the right side, but this is really dangerous territory this month, especially if this is referring to any sort of argument, or especially if this is concerning equal portions being rationed out to one side versus the other. You must be mindful of what you are giving away, what parts of yourself you are giving away to others, because I see the situation has the potential to be a little conflicting. There could be some manipulation involved where you think you are doing the right thing, trying to help someone in need, but they have their own motives or agendas. This could also be an aspect of yourself that you are dealing with where you think you are making the right decision, but you aren't. I see this as do not be choosy about who gets what, because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this card shows someone with scales giving money to people in need. So I'm seeing this as someone or something taking advantage of your heart or your giving nature, while the other party that you were stuck in the middle of was actually the one that was truly in need. So the side that you didn't side with was the one that was truly in need. That was the one that was truly in need of your support. So this is you being in the middle of something and you having a lot of influence to decide who comes out on top as the victor in this scenario. But one of the parties involved here is being a little shisty about the situation. Someone is getting you riled up possibly and trying to get you on their side. So they're gaslighting you essentially. They're gassing you up and telling you only the things that they know will benefit them and their story, because they want you on their side. Like I said, this could also be an aspect of yourself. This could be fears or limiting beliefs, but something here is trying to almost like get you to do its dirty work. That's what I'm getting from this card. This is nothing to fear, okay? This is nothing to fear. It's just something to be aware of and to look out for, because someone isn't keeping it all the way real with you. Someone or something isn't, because they know that if they do, you won't do what they want you to do. So I'm seeing this main issue for Mercury Retrograde is being very careful about what stance or side you take during this time, especially if it comes to arguments or you being in the middle of something. Be careful about that, because you are trying to play fair. You are trying to bring in balance. Like as you can see here, this crow here, he is holding two scales and flying off, and he's kind of got like one fish, but he's accidentally dropping it, it looks like. And the other two crows, like one of them is just feasting on one fish all on its own, and the other one's like, hey, where's mine, you know? But as you can see, he has scales here. So I see this as you trying to establish balance. I see you trying to play fair. You know, you're trying to bring balance into the situation, but this other person, this other party isn't. The other party is all about doing what's best for them. As you can see, like I said, he's kind of taken this fish one as its own and said, hey, you know, you figure it out, but I'm going to take this as my own. And so I see you trying to bring balance into the situation, and you think that you're making the right decision. Like you think you are, but you're not. You're actually leaving somebody out in the cold here. You're actually leaving some sort of aspect, something out in the cold here with no support. So, you know, you have to be very careful about that, because the other party is all about doing what's best for them. And I think during Mercury retrograde, you may not be as sharp to realize what's happening, because for some people, Mercury retrograde can cause a bit of a fog where things don't seem as clear and concise. And that's what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing you not be as cognizant as you normally are. So you may not have the wherewithal to know what's happening underneath the surface, because I feel like with my pile fours, you guys are usually pretty on top of what's happening, even if it's more subtle or hidden. But with this retrograde going into effect, it's like whatever is subtle, whatever is hidden, it might actually get past you this time. True motives, true agendas, true intentions may slip right past you this retrograde. So I would say for many of my pile fours to either not make a definitive decision or to stay vigilant and aware that someone may be trying to pull one over on you. This could be you as well. This could be an aspect of yourself, or this could be you being that person trying to get over on someone else. Do not try to hide any agendas you may have. If you're feeling strongly or some type of way about something, or if you really need something, it's not advised to omit that information this retrograde, because it will be found out and you may lose the trust or respect of that situation or person, okay? So let's go ahead and see how this Mercury retrograde is working for you. I'm sorry if my camera keeps kind of like going in and out with the brightness as well. For some reason, it keeps zoning in on this candle here. I don't know why, but all right. And moving on here, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So you're dropping dead weight. That's the first thing I heard. You're dropping this dead weight, this pressure or feeling of being caught or stuck in the middle, or maybe you are relying on someone else to pick a side finally. I see the blessing here being you removing yourself from this game, because that's what it seems like here. It seems like a game, and it's like someone's playing a game and they tagged you in, but you never knew that you were even playing at a game. Or maybe this is you trying to do this to someone else, and I don't think it's malicious on anyone's part here. I'm not getting that it's malicious. I just see someone wanting validation or to be right, or they want everyone on their side. They are craving support, but they are going about it in the wrong way. And it's going to cause issues if they try to do it in a way where they're playing dirty. I see you not caring And it's going to cause issues if they try to do it in a way where they are playing dirty, because I see you not carrying their weight anymore. That's the thing. Whoever is playing this game, whether it's you or someone else, they're going to lose the one thing that they want, which is support. If this is someone else doing this to you, then they're going to end up losing you and your support in a way where before this 10 of Wands, it used to be upright, where you didn't mind, where you were more than happy to fight their battles or to help assist them in theirs. You didn't mind carrying their weight. You didn't mind helping them out. You didn't mind doing these things. But the thing is that once you find out, once you realize like, oh, you've been doing this for your own gains, for your own agenda, it's like you pull out all of your resources and all of your support and all of your energy. You drop all of these wands, you drop this weight and you just leave it there. And you decide to keep all these resources and all of these energies to yourself. You decide, I'm not giving all of this to you anymore. I'm not breaking my back for you anymore, simply because you just didn't keep it real with me. You just could not keep it real with me. And I think whoever this person is, I don't think they're even aware as to why they're doing this or as to why they're going about it in this way. I don't think that they think they're doing anything wrong or being sneaky. They just expect you to be there to support them because you usually are, but they're going to get the surprise of their life when they try to gaslight you and you just don't feed into any of it. You just don't bite the bait. You don't take the bait. And that's going to be kind of shocking for them because they're like, oh, well, I'm kind of used to you normally, being right there just as riled up as I am, or, whatever the case. I'm used to being able to kind of influence how you feel about a certain situation. And that's just not going to happen here. So this could be you as well. Like I was saying, you don't want your sole goal here to be, I need everyone on my side, because then you run the risk of pissing people off because they're genuinely there for you and you are not keeping it all the way real with them. They want to know why they are giving or helping, like this Six of Pentacles. They want to know why they are giving. They want to know what cause or charity they are supporting, because this is the card of charity upright. That's why the scales are here, giving to those that are less fortunate or those that are in need. People don't mind giving as long as they know why, but no one wants to feel played or behind in the game. And that's the thing that this card represents in the Rider-Waite Coleman Smith deck. In the Rider-Waite Coleman Smith deck, this card is all about showing this card is all about somebody who has two scales and they're giving out, like I said, they're giving out to people that are less fortunate, that are in need. And that's the thing, is like people don't mind giving as long as they know why they're giving, as long as they know what cause it is that they're, or charity that they are signing up for. But no one wants to feel played or behind in the game. Nobody wants to feel as though they've had the wool pulled over their eyes. Nobody wants to feel as though, well, I don't really know what's going on here. Okay, sorry you guys, try to fix my camera so that the way it won't keep going dark and like in and out, because it keeps doing that. It's never done that before. Mercury Retrograde, right? But yeah, I'm seeing for many of you, what I'm seeing for many of you here is like, oh, I got your number. I see you. I know what you're doing. And that's not going to work. So I see Mercury's main blessing for my pile fours is you being able to see someone's or something's true colors, because whatever this is, they've had you doing so much of the work and they're trying to disguise it. They're trying to act like they're carrying just as many wands. They're trying to act as if they are carrying as heavy as a load. And maybe they are, but they're not being honest about why they need your help or support. And that's the main problem. It's like someone has too much pride to say, I need help. Like in the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles is all about helping those that are in need. It's like this person has too much pride or maybe ego to say, I need help. I do need somebody to come to my defense. I do need support. I do need help. I do need love. I do need empathy. I do need relatability. I need somebody on my team. I need somebody beside me because I'm afraid, or I'm feeling vulnerable, or I'm feeling like this or that or the third. Somebody is too afraid to say that. Somebody is too afraid to drop their pride, to drop their ego, and to say that, to be vulnerable. But the thing is being vulnerable can touch so many more hearts and open more doors than trying to seem like you have everything together, when in reality you need help. When in reality you need this charity. You need somebody that is going to have a big enough heart, a kind enough heart to help you when you're in need. But the thing is don't take advantage of that person's heart. Whether this is you or someone else doing this to you, if they're taking advantage of your heart, you're about to sniff that out, and you're about to completely cut them off, cut them at the knees and say, no, you're done. You know, the question is like, are your words matching your reality? Are their words matching their reality that they're trying to give to you? So that's the main blessing that I'm seeing, is Mercury retrograde shining a light of truth onto a situation, some clarity onto a situation. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that we are seeing for your beautiful Mercury retrograde. So the very first card that we have here is the key. Locked doors can now be opened. Amazing. The talisman, you are destined to succeed. Seduction, passion and romance await. The raven, darkness looms on the horizon. Divine guidance, whispers from the beings who shine, let their message be clear and kind. New beginnings, let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Creativity, by all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. Communication, ooh, karmic completion, beautiful. Spirituality, goddess, light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow, exploitation of the female nature and form. Victim, light attribute, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Shadow attributes, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity and ability to maintain personal boundaries. You guys, I'm freaking out. Child, magical, light attributes, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Shadow is pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. The alchemist, light attribute, is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow is misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. Okay, so starting off with the alchemist. So the alchemist, what I'm getting here is someone is using things to their advantage to create a picture that they want you to see. Or this could be you, like I was saying, but someone here is crafty at painting a specific picture. Moving on to child magical. There's an element of innocence, genuineness, and sincerity here. Someone is so out of the loop. They have no clue what the true motives are here. It's almost like naivety is how I'm seeing this child magical card, where it's like you're naive to what's truly going on. You're blind to what is truly going on. You can't see it because, like I said, they're kind of gaslighting you. They're kind of only telling you the things that they know is going to fit or benefit their agenda. Moving on to victim. That brings me to victim here, because we have the card of victim. Someone is playing victim with you, or you are playing victim with someone else. There's a picture being painted that is not authentic, but they know you have a kind heart and a giving heart. They know you will empathize with them. So please be very careful of this. Be very careful of this person. If you are doing this, be honest with yourself. If you are playing victim, if you're making things out to seem a little bit more dramatic or intense than what they actually are, be very careful of this, because people don't mind helping as long as they know what's really going on. As long as you can, let your pride down, let your walls down a little bit and be like, hey, this is what's really going on. Can you help me? Don't look at it as a hit to your pride or your ego. If that person says, no, I can't help, I'm sorry, I can't. But the thing is that I'm seeing help and support around you for sure. But I'm seeing somebody say, hey, I'm not helping you if I find out you're playing me. If I find out that you're not keeping it all the way real with me, then I'm not helping you anymore. You're going to lose my support. You're going to lose my friendship. You're going to lose this relationship. You're going to lose me. And then you won't be able to come to me. This is like burning a bridge. So be very careful with this if this is you. And then we have goddess here. So goddess, I'm seeing as two different things. I'm seeing this as someone that is using their power and pull to their advantage, because it's what a god is. It's a being that has a hand in influencing or creating a certain reality or a certain picture. So that's what I'm saying. This can go, positively or negatively. It's kind of up to this person here, whatever it is that they are doing. But this just shows a lot of influence. It shows a lot of pull. And moving on to divine guidance. So with divine guidance, I see this as a higher power or truth itself coming to you through Mercury retrograde to show you the truth of a situation or a person, because we also have karmic completion here. Right here, this card, we also have the card of karmic completion here. That means the truth is coming out, because what's going on isn't right. It's like someone is giving their all for nothing. They're struggling to carry these 10 wands, when in actuality, this person could care less, or this person is more than capable of carrying their own wands, but they just want someone else to do it. They want someone else to take the load. And then creativity is a lot like the alchemist here, where it's all about, it's someone that is very good at mixing the right things together to paint the most perfect picture to fit their agenda. And then we have spirituality here as well. I'm seeing this as a spiritual time for my pile fours, because the truth is what's going to come out, and that's what's going to set you free. The truth is going to cause you to wake up from this place of hidden truths, to see what's been concealed or camouflaged in plain sight. I think there's going to be spiritual contact for you as well, because we also have this communication card here too. Or this may be a time where many of you take a stance and say, I'm not doing this for you anymore. I'm also seeing this card as boundaries, communication. I'm also seeing this as boundaries where you are setting very clear lines. You're speaking up for yourself to say, I'm not carrying these 10 wands. You carry them on your own. Since you have enough time and energy to sit around and scheme as to how you can manipulate or get me to do things for you, then you have more than enough energy and time to carry your own damn wands. You don't need me. Because clearly, if that was the case, you would have came to me more authentically. You would have came to me with more truth. You wouldn't be trying to cajole. You wouldn't be trying to kind of manipulate or play like, what's that called? But like puppets on a string, basically. You know, nobody likes feeling like a puppet on a string, especially when people are genuinely trying to help, especially when people are genuinely kind enough to care and to open their hearts and to say, let me help you however it is that I can. You don't play with something like that. And if somebody is doing that with you, I see you cutting them. I see you cutting them with ease, because it's like, look, I don't have to be doing anything for you. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I don't have to do anything for you. And that's the part that they are kind of, this person, whoever's trying to be manipulative, whoever's just trying to benefit their own motives, this person is not aware of the fact for some reason, or maybe they are, and that might be why they're trying to sell this picture to you in the way that they're trying to sell it to you. Maybe they are aware of the fact that it's like, they don't have to do this for me, so I need to make them feel as though they need to do this for me. Moving on to the key here. Locked doors can now be open. I'm seeing this as the truth. I'm seeing this as freedom. I'm seeing that key come in, open the door, and shine light into this situation. Bright, blinding light of what is truly happening here. And then seduction. This person is seductive in every way. They pull on your heartstrings. They are intriguing. They make you want to take care of them. They make you want to help. You feel bad for them. They're sensual. They're somebody that you enjoy. They're somebody that you enjoy helping. This is somebody that really knows you, and they really know how to kind of, like I was saying, puppet on a string. They really kind of know how to, because they've been watching for a while. They know how you are. They know the type of person you are. They know that you have a big heart and a kind heart. And so they kind of know how to use certain things to their advantage to get you to do what they want you to do. Or like I was saying, this could be you. All right. So you feel bad for them, but they're sensual. There's somebody that kind of gets you they just pull on your heartstrings, you know? And the Raven right here, darkness looms on the horizon. Yeah, be careful of this person. Whatever energy this is, do not drink the Kool-Aid. As you can see, the seduction card, she has a cup in her hand. Let me just hold this up. She has a cup in her hand, okay? This is telling me do not drink the Kool-Aid. As you can see, she has a cup in her hand. Don't drink what's in there, because it's going to gas you up. There is gas in that cup. And what it's doing is it's fueling you to do or make the wrong decision. It's fueling you to do what she wants you to do, what they want you to do, what he wants you to do. That cocktail was specifically made to get you to do what they want you to do. Like I said, the alchemists, they are the alchemists. They know how to mix certain things together, certain ingredients to put in that cup, so that when you drink it, you're like, what can I do to help? I will drop everything just for you. That's what that person is doing to you. Or like I was saying, this could be you doing this to someone else. But moving on here to new beginnings, this is a fresh new start where you are dropping these 10 wands that belong to someone else. You are not breaking your back for them anymore, but you are letting them figure it out on their own, because the talisman here says that you are destined to succeed. Yes, you are, especially if you end up embodying these energies, the energies of the goddess, the alchemist, child, magical, seduction, creativity. These energies in the right hands with the right motives are powerful catalysts of change. And then the Raven. So this feels like new beginnings to me with the Raven. Coming back to this card, darkness looms on the horizon because it's always darkest just before the dawn. Just before the sun comes up, it's darker than at any other point in the night. But that doesn't matter, because you are divinely guided, you guys. You are divinely guided. If this is somebody trying to pull the wool over your eyes, you are divinely guided away from the situation, this person, this manipulation, this strain of carrying someone else's weight. You are being freed from this victim, whoever this is. Whether it's someone else or you, this victim mentality, you're being freed from that. Karmic completion is here. This is to say that this is the end of a cycle for you where you are living more freely, whether that's without someone that's manipulative influence in your life, or you could be the one to realize I don't need to manipulate or to influence to get what I want. I can be authentic and real and end up with the same, if not better results than before. So this is about a huge change in your reality, in your day to day, in the way that you do things, in your strategies. This is about a huge change in whether you are that person that's kind of trying to be the alchemist, kind of trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes or not. This is a huge change in how you respond to that and how you react to that and how you deal with it and how you cope with that, okay? As well as I'm seeing multiple things about how this key here, or not the key, but the talisman, you are destined to succeed. And the key, locked doors are now open, divine guidance, spirituality, all these things are saying that you are being set up to succeed. You're destined to succeed. You're destined to overcome this energy, whatever it may be in your life. New beginnings, you guys, new beginnings, karmic completion. For sure, you are moving out of this space. You're moving out of this energy, whether it's you or someone else. You're completely moving out of this energy into a place of new beginnings where you're destined to succeed, where this energy is not going to hold you back. This energy is not going to scare you from moving towards the horizon, from moving towards the dawn, all right? Because the dawn is coming either which way. The sun rising in the east is still going to come out either which way, okay? So this energy is something that's coming to a close. This energy is definitely coming to a close, and I believe that that's what Mercury Retrograde is doing for you. I believe that it's bringing this energy to a close because it's not fair anymore. Like I said, whether it's you or someone else, it's just simply not fair anymore. And Mercury Retrograde is seeing an end to this energy for sure. But yeah, I could definitely see a lot of spirituality coming into you guys' life for this Mercury Retrograde as well. We have divine guidance, spirituality, creativity. We have a lot of purple here that is alluding to the crown chakra. We've got red going on here alluding to the root chakra, yellow alluding to the solar plexus, the place where we deal with personal power, inner power, our lust for power. So, I'm seeing a lot when it comes to, and plus we're in Scorpio season, that's really all about power, dealing with this inner power. But I'm really seeing here a lot of spirituality coming into play. I'm seeing the scales get balanced. Mercury is coming in to be karma itself and to balance the scales out. So whoever is lying, whoever is not being real, whoever is not being upfront or truthful will soon be found out, okay? So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile 4s. Thank you guys so very much. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and spirit itself for delivering such a beautiful, eye-opening message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until then, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Watch your energy. You guys are going to be more than fine. Like I said, divine guidance, you guys are set up, destined to succeed. So you're going to be okay either way. So yeah, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll be back next time. All right. Bye, guys.